I'm Wong, the Director of Sales with Bitdeer. I'm going to say, just tell a quick story about that. And Nathaniel Yu from Marketing Director with BITMAIN, and Alan Martinez, Business Development from JSBIT. Tom and I met in Miami, fairly recently, but it was actually it was very interesting because back in February we were down in Round Rock at the Kalahari for the Bitcoin for Scott's conference, and I had my Bitdeer T-shirt on, and the director of sales, Chris, was on stage, and I was sitting right up front. Dennis was up there, with his orange shirt on, and the single voter issue rocking and rolling. And when I left, I chased Chris out. I said, Chris, he said, I would like to talk to you about Charleston and coming to South Carolina. He looked at me and said, you're the guy with the Bitdeer T-shirt on. I was like, wait a minute, this is magic. So anyway, we haven't heard a lot about Bitdeer, but there are associations with all of the the groups here. And I'll hand it off with that to Dennis.
We used to be very close.
Yeah, you guys aren't going to get rid of me now. I'm going to be here with all day, but this is the final panel, I promise, that you'll see me on. So apologies for those of you who might be getting tired of seeing me up here. But great to have the three of you here today. Excited to be talking about Bitcoin and the potential for Bitcoin mining and the potential for passive income. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it. He really did kind of give us our introductions. So let's just start off really first and talk about what this whole model looks like of Bitcoin mining and using it for passive income. And I think one of the most important parts is to talk about how this will work. And let's go down the line. Is this going to be, are we talking about home mining here? Are we talking about buying miners, putting them, plugging them somewhere? Explain it like I'm five, like I've never heard of it before, right?
So we actually call it cloud hash rate mining. So it's basically cloud-based. So you decide how much money you want to buy, invest in, and then so we provide the machines and then also the power. And after you could actually have a period of 180 days up to 1,080 days. So it depends how long you want your terms for. And then you'll see an ROI on our website and what that return is going to be.
Yeah. Do they actually own the hardware? Like, what's the difference?
No, there's no owning of anything. They just have to just buy the power and then just kind of like rent the machines.
So that's one model. Are there any other models out there for how this is done? Can I buy I've heard of like Compass mining, for instance. I'm sure there's other models out there. Nathaniel, maybe, you would, from BITMAIN, you must know all the different models that are available.
Oh yeah, definitely. From at mine at least, we provide everything. But it's quite interesting as well because actually BITMAIN, we're one of the biggest providers in the industry. So we actually have like a lot of strategic partners. So similar to one of our strategic partners, we have BitFuFu who also does cloud mining. So we also offer like, as what you said, right, with different packages, right? So basically the good thing with cloud mining is that you don't actually need to manage the miners. So you actually get professionals to manage it for you. So I think for a lot of people who want to try to get into mining, right, for some of them, it might be a bit difficult to, how to install it, how to run it, how to prepare like your data center, just to keep it running well, because of course external factors such as temperature, all those things could be a bit of a nuisance for some, or you need some experience. So sometimes for cloud mining, this is another option for people to mine, especially if you're not located in a location with a cheap electricity. So there's always an option for you to pursue. And like from BITMAIN, we actually offer, our products through Antminer. So, we sell our products retail. We also sell it in bulk. But we have different options on how to purchase these. So, if you buy in bulk, then, due to the demand and production of miners, you may need to, place an order, then get it in the future date because, for the production and shipping, it actually takes some time now with the current market. Last year we had a big chip demand. So that was driving, a lot of demand for the industries.
Go to the end. Talk a little bit about, the benefits of this model. Talk about the hosting model and not having to actually manage the hardware yourself.
You know what, man? I completely agree. One of the best things, you've heard this before: not your keys, not your crypto. So why not your hardware, not your Bitcoin, right? One of the hardest things to get started is, how do I do it? If I'm in LA, how do I make it happen? If I'm somewhere where electricity is pricey, what do I do? One of the things we pride ourselves on here at JSBIT is the connections that we have with various hosting connections. I'll bring up one person in general. He's been very helpful to a lot of our clients. Is Tim Mandel from DC Mining. He's a person we've been working a lot with. And one of the things I can tell you is people are very happy with not only buying their own miners, but being able to have them hosted. If you have a location in which you can which you can put it in, maybe in your backyard or some sort of small farm, you can do that as well. But I think it's more crucial for us to not only own the Bitcoin, but own the hardware that makes it happen, and then just rent that out to someone else to make it work for us. That way, you know, no matter where you are at, either if it's just one hardware component, one ASIC, or 100, you know, you can start somewhere. It doesn't matter where you are or where you want to be, right, as long as you start. And that's where JSBIT comes into play. We really want you guys to have your own hardware, and we have the connections to do really whatever you want to do with them. Just let us know, and we'll work with you guys.
Let's go down the line one more time real quickly. And I know obviously each of you are from your own companies, right? And you would have reasons for people to come work with you, right? But there we go, yeah. But tell people what are some of the things that they should be looking for at a company when they're trying to do business, right? Because there's a lot of fraudulent companies out there that are, you know, essentially just a fake website portal and people pretending to give them Bitcoin and they don't actually aren't getting anything. I've heard of these stories. So what are some key things that people should be looking for to make sure they're working with a reputable company? Go down the line.
Okay. So I guess one thing that you look for is how big the actual farm is, right? I mean, do they actually have a facility, what it looks like? You know, can you go take a tour? I think that's a big thing. You know, there's a lot of scammers on the website or selling, you know, cloud hash rates, but actually they're probably just reselling it, buying through somebody else like a Bitdeer or like a Riot or whatnot. And so, yeah, it's, you know, like we have 890 megawatts built out in Rockdale, Texas. So our site is pretty big, right? So we're also expanding to other parts of Texas and you know, just over the United States. We have a smaller site in Knoxville, Tennessee, and then also a smaller site in Wenatchee, Tennessee. I mean, Washington State. So we're always trying to expand and trying to grow that hash rate business. And you know, it depends on the market right now. With a bear market, we actually kind of shut off our cloud hash rates. And once it goes back up, then we turn it back on. Because if it takes a longer time for our clients to make money, then we'd rather not do it and just kind of mind it ourselves. So.
Sure. Anything to add there, Nathaniel?
Yeah, I think
reputable companies and watching out for scammers.
yeah, actually for scammers, it's you know, for our industry at least in this crypto industry, scammers are, you know, ruthless. They're just everywhere. So I think like when you're choosing a company as well, like it's good to choose one of the companies that have been there for a long time. And I could say like, for example, our 3 companies have been there for a long time. We've had their reputation. So, you know, it's just like also like choosing the right partner, right? So I think, for example, for BITMAIN, we have been in this space for a long time. If you're looking to purchase miners, one good thing from purchasing from us directly is like the warranty, because it comes straight from the source. We offer different price protections for purchasing miners. And then, you know, the thing is like if you buy miners from other sellers, you're not sure if, you know, they're reputable or, you know, what's the, how long the miner's been used. So we have like the warranty. So in case there's something wrong, then, you know, you could send it back to us. We have it fixed. So that also gives you some ease of mind. Because of course, for this industry, like hardware, it costs so much, right? So, you know, sometimes when the miner's down, like that's the time when you're not making money. So it's always good to get like a very good product, learn how to use it correctly. Like for example, if you're not adapt to it, then you could have different options like for hosting. That's what we're talking about right now. But in case you just want to pursue self-mining, then that's also another option. But of course, you need to do your due diligence. You need to learn how to mine it, how to set it up, you know, learn how to, you know, store your cryptocurrency, all those things. So that's something to consider.
Great, great. They have great answers, but I have more of a personal story. Maybe it can really touch more hearts here. Back in 2017, 2018, that's when I first got into mining. And I met a guy, maybe I should have, you know, learned something. His name was Dogecoin Lover 117, and he promised me some miners, and it was a few thousand. And let me tell you, it should have been the name, but after a week, after I sent him my money, you know, he was very proactive. He was with me the whole time, and after I sent him the money, he just stopped responding. 2 weeks passed, no, nothing. A month, and nothing. 2 months, kind of just hit. And it was very painful. For that reason, I got out of crypto for a few years. A lot of us have been burned. I think that's the story of a lot of Bitcoin or crypto people here, right? But ever since I found JSBIT, one of the things I told myself, if I meet anybody who's interested or shows interest, I'll do everything possible to make sure they know they're in the right hands. I've had people tell me, I want you to stand right next to a specific miner, take a picture with a sign out that says your name, and your ID, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whatever you need, I got you, because I wish I did that. And that's one of the scariest things in this industry is the bad actors. And the more good people you meet, the better you feel. And that's really what we're trying to do. And everyone here has their own reason, and they're all very warm and inviting. The thing is, can we all really just get what we want from each other and trust each other? And that's our main goal here. So I completely agree. Tough place, but make sure you meet the right people.
Yeah, meeting the right people is key. It's why coming to conferences like this is a really important part of the journey. Engaging with people. What do they say? Verify, don't trust. Right. Make sure you come in, interact with the right people, the right space. Let's talk a little bit. You brought up the bear market. Let's talk a little bit about that. How can people that want to get into earning a passive income through this sort of a program? Is this the right time to get in? Should they be waiting? Like, give me your bear market pitch.
I have been asked this question many times the last couple of days. Just like any market, right? Buy low and sell high. Right? It's really that simple, right? What is the right time, right? I mean, I wish we had a crystal ball and say, hey, tomorrow's gonna go back up to 60,000. Nobody knows that, right? But at least I think we collectively believe in the product and invest in it. I'm sure that crypto winter is going to end pretty shortly.
You're bullish on a short-term crypto winter. Okay, I'm excited. Nathaniel, let's go to you. BITMAIN, how are you guys looking at this market? Obviously, prices for hardware is low right now, so people can potentially get into the market at a really great price.
Yeah, so actually, I think for a lot of miners as well, some people see this as an opportunity, right? Because of course, when the price of Bitcoin is high, of course, miner prices also skyrocket, right? So a lot of people feel now that, okay, cryptocurrency prices are lower, miners are cheaper, so there's actually opportunities for this. Number one, it's a good chance to purchase miners while it's still cheap. Number two, if you just want to try to get into the industry, it's also a good time to buy Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. So there's always areas for opportunity. So when it's a bear market, you could get access to cheap hardware, and you gain your rewards during the bull market. Or when you're in the bull market, you're already the cryptocurrency you're holding are all increasing. So there are always ways to find opportunities in the industry. So it's just finding the right moment, preparing in advance. And of course, for a lot of people who've been through this different cycles, right, you already have the experience. So sometimes people who've been in the industry longer, they're more calm during this time because they already know what to expect. For people who are here for the first time, of course, as the term says, right, you're getting wrecked.
Yeah, the first bear market is always the worst bear market. Once you see things come back. Real quick before we go on, tell us a little bit about the difference in pricing right now per terahash that you see out there when it comes to hardware. Talk about the peak and then where are we at right now currently on what's the current going rate?
So actually talking about the price, right? Because the great thing about BITMAIN is we always try to think about our customers or people buying from us. So we actually have this thing called the price protection that we put with our miners. So for example, you're buying miners from us, as I mentioned a while ago, right? You purchase it now, you may get it a few months later. So what we do, we actually put the price protection wherein the price you buy now will be for example, the highest price you'll pay. For example, the price of Bitcoin in the future when you're about to receive a miner goes way up, you'll still pay the same price. But if the price of Bitcoin goes down in the interim, we will normally adjust the price to be a bit lower just to protect our investors as well, because of course you're planning your investments for the next 6 months. We also want to offer you some assurance with your investments. So that's what we try to offer. And then for the price of miners at the moment, I'd say we offer different variations of different models, right? We have our S19 series, so you can find miners in different terahashes. But of course, you need to consider the power efficiency and the hash rate. We'll have different pricing for those, and I can't really say much about the price because it's always changing, right? But I think relatively now, we offer different models, so there's always a good opportunity to see which is the best fit for you. You need to check basically your ROI, how much you're willing to spend, how much you're willing to plan out your operations. So later on, like we have a team there in our booth because sometimes it takes some detail to explain this. You could just come join us, and we could have a deeper talk on this.
Real quick, 2017, I bought some miners for a little too much. Do you guys kind of still honor the price guarantee on that? I feel like.
Unfortunately, not. Sorry.
Go at the end again here. Just how are we talking about the bear market with our customers? How are we preparing? Is this a time to get in?
You're pretty much talking about the speech I'm going to have around 2:30, man. Surety, kind of putting it out there. But, let's talk numbers. Back in May of 2021, we saw, since we have a BITMAIN gentleman here, we saw an S1910 terahash going for $136 per terahash. And today, you're seeing it for $27 per terahash. In layman's terms, it was $15K a year and a half ago, and now it's about $3K. So what I'm telling people is, if you were interested then, why not now? And more importantly, one of the key components of the bear market is following the patterns. And we've seen this multiple times. Right before either the next halving or right near it, you see the price go down. And close to the next halving, we see the growth come to play. You never see prices go lower than the last bear market. So why not get in right now? And it's hard to say without sounding like I'm trying to bring you into a cult, right? But the reality is, the data doesn't lie, and we can follow it even for the last 10 years. And one of the key things for the bear market and connecting with us here personally is that we can work with you. We can negotiate to see what you guys need when you need them. The problem with purchasing specific products is that some companies make you buy 100 or 200 units, right? That's not possible for the average person. That's why we're very fortunate and very happy to tell you guys that if you guys just need one to begin, we got you. If you guys want to come in later for 10 or 20, we got you. If you're a big miner and you need 100 or 200, we got you. The thing is just understanding where we are in the market and following the data that we've seen in the past, even in the short 10, 12 years that we've had this industry. So yeah, that's the big one.
That's the short term. We're in the crypto winter. How do we, engage during this? How do we protect ourselves? To talk about the long term, what should people be doing to set themselves up for success from here, looking 4 or 5 years into the future?
I think traditionally with crypto investments, people are expecting kind of, like a hockey stick, and it just goes up and down quickly, and people get in and get out of the market. So I don't think, just in general, I don't think people really have that long-term goal. But as for us mining farms, we're always looking to invest into like new infrastructure, right? Getting more power, getting more cheaper power, right? And then getting more capacity and how we could offer that to our, kind of like the long-term goal customers, right? But so from a mining farm perspective, we're ready to kind of, grow the market and for the long-term investors, right? So, but just the investor themselves, do they actually have the patience to wait that long? I guess that's the real question, right?
Yeah,
So,
I want a moon bag, right? You want 1,000x tomorrow is what everybody's expecting, right? And that's really the reality is it's not like that for most of the market. We got a couple minutes left here, so let's do quickly on the how to prepare for the long term, and then try to answer a couple questions in the audience.
Yeah, so I think preparing for the long term as well. I think from the previous panels as well, right? Everybody's always, you need to get the right electricity. You have to get all the right things prepared. Like for example, if you're building out data center, you need to prepare that in long term. Don't think short term when you're setting up, because this is a long term business. If you're into mining, you need to find the right products as well. Like I always remember, there's a lot of people talking to our sales team. They're always trying to get the best price. But the thing is, like sometimes you get the older models, they're not as efficient as the new models. So by the time your models come out, then you can't compete with the new models with the hash rate performance. So it's always like you need to see the price difference, like how long will be profitable, how long before you get back your money, right? So I think one good thing about our miners as well is that once we release a new product, it stays in the market longer. I don't know if you remember, like way back a few years ago, like there were always like so many new variants of miners coming out too quickly. So like people always like feel uncertain, but now like for example our 19 series, we launched it maybe 2 years ago, and they're still in the market. They're still the best model there. Then from BITMAIN we also offer like our new hydro solutions. So we try to offer like mobility. So instead of building whole big data center, you could buy one of our containers, which are already retrofitted, where you just put in the miners, plug and play. I think there are a lot of companies doing this as well. So there are different options, but then that's also something to consider once you're another option for starting your operations, right? And it's also like mobility-wise, and you get access to like hydro cooling. We also offer air cooling. So I think there's just a lot of options in the industry. So I think that's my view on this investment for the long term.
You find you want to answer this one, or do you want to go to the Q&A real quick? We got a little bit of time for that.
I can knock it out real quick.
Do fast. Let's do it.
Let's do it real quick. So one of the key things for long-term investments really comes down to what your plan is. Seriously, make a plan. And it's not going to work out fully, but at least know where you're going. One of the things I do with everyone that I speak to on a daily basis who I work with is I ask them, like, how are you doing? What's going on? I always want to know what people are feeling because that's kind of where it'll lead us to. And as long as we continue to innovate and adapt, we will see even bigger profits later. But a lot of us have been jaded by seeing these 1000x coins or people saying that they mined a Bitcoin with one hardware miner or whatever, right? Well, possible, yes, but could it be you? Maybe, but let's not plan for that. Let's plan for everything else. And as long as you set yourself up right, purchase the miners at the right price, and really set yourself up for success, you shouldn't see a problem in the long term. It's the people who are looking for short-term big gains who are the most disappointed, and don't set yourself up for that disappointment.
Nailed it. What I typically like to say to people is, like, if you're swinging for the home run every time, you're more likely to strike out than actually get a home run. We'll do one or two quick questions if we got them. Right here in the front.
Pros and cons of buying from like BITMAIN directly versus like a ASIC reseller? Or is that the right term?
BITMAIN says buy direct.
BITMAIN says buy direct, I'm sure.
Comes with a warranty.
For selfish reasons.
I could answer this actually. So, the good thing about buying from BITMAIN is, of course, you're getting straight from the source, right? So you get the full warranty. And then, like if you want to buy really in bulk, we offer that in really cheap prices. So, of course, I'd still say it's good to you have options in the market, right? Because, of course, sometimes our products are unavailable. Then, that's when people want to go to another method to buy, which I also think is quite good because it's not good that, people just have to buy from BITMAIN. You need to have the options out there. So, like if you're buying from, I think you could take this, like buying from JSBIT, like there's also difference.
Yeah, definitely. What was your name, by the way, boss? Jose, you're a genius for putting us to fight together right now. No, but the serious thing is, it really depends on what you're looking for. Companies like BITMAIN are big. One of the things we pride ourselves on is the connections we can make with our customers. Not just with our S19s, but we also do offer, what's miners, or really any type of miner, where we can source whatever you need. The thing with us is we also do have warranty on our units as well, the new ones, and we provide used ones as well. No matter what you're looking for, we provide the need that you may have. So one of the things that really sets us apart is that we focus on every and any type of miner or person that may want it. And we do it in a more personable way, and we can help you with either a negotiation that you guys want to have with us, no matter how many miners. If you tell us, hey man, I just started, I'm scared, what can I do? It's like, let's have a talk about it. Let's do it. And I don't know, how other companies do it, but that's what prides me about working for JSBIT and being able to do that. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you
One
for
more.
the panel. You want
One
one more? You want to do it?
And, I'll just add in, that's the difference between sales and marketing right there.
Yeah.
No, it'll say.
Yeah, I think Dennis does an amazing job on Twitter of educating people about Bitcoin. And I think if the industry is to grow, especially with regards to home miners or those services, we need better education on what is hashing. So I'm interested in what can the industry do to educate the everyday person on why you need it and why they want to invest.
You guys go ahead, but thank you for pumping my Twitter.
I could take this from right here. Education is key. I was actually talking to a gentleman last night over by the bar, and he was telling me, why should I give you $500,000? And he just straight up said it, and I said, oh my God. But I knew the answer, but I knew he didn't want because you'll make it one day. You'll make it times 4. The reason we need hashing, the reason we need proof of work is the decentralized form of it. Right now, we're seeing that, we all know, if we're in the financial world, that half of the supply of money that we see in the US was created in the last 3 years. What does that say? It took 200 years to make half of that supply, then in 3 years we made the new. What does that make? What does that say about the fiat currency we see today? When it comes to blockchain, specifically Bitcoin, there will only be 21 million. And as long as there's miners and people keeping up with the security that is the blockchain and making sure every single network transaction happens, that would truly be what makes it safer. And no one can just go and say, hey, I'm going to make 100 more Bitcoin out of the blue. No, it is what it is, and you can't change that. And there are more use cases to the blockchain, whether it be logistics, or maybe it's just school information or government work, whatever it may be. It's really up to the innovators and those who are in the industry to make that choice. Education is key, though. I really like that you said that, because my grandma has no clue what I do. They think I literally go to a mine. Like, I don't know what to say. What I really try to tell people is I start from the beginning. One of the things I started recently is I started a YouTube channel, an Instagram channel, Twitter and all that. Alan Crypto, A-L-N Crypto, just started it. And what I try to do is really listen to the community. I'm very small on that area because I just started, but honestly, I've forgotten where I started. I've been in this industry so long that I forgot that one of my first questions was, what is like blockchain, right? To me, it's already far and gone. So if I can have people reach out to me, tell me what they need, I'd love to educate, because I think I can and I can help. That's the big one.
Awesome. Thank you, each of you, for coming. Round of applause for the panel.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much.